Hello everyone, my name is Trond Laksaa, and together with my good friend Alf Helge Lillebakk, we welcome you to Narvik, a little city in the northern part of Norway. Tomorrow we'll go by plane to Oslo, Madrid, Pamplona, and the large stage by bus to Roncesvalles. From Roncesvalles we will walk the Camino de Santiago, about 800 kilometers to Santiago de Compostela. All pilgrimages start at home. Narvik is my hometown, and here I have prepared and trained for the trip. Through 35 episodes, I invite you to join our journey from Narvik to Santiago de Compostela and back. The special thing about our trip is that it takes place while the pandemic is still going on. We have therefore taken our precautions. When we get on the plane from Evenes, we have both received one shot of vaccine, and we have with us lots of face masks and antibac. Nevertheless, the pandemic creates uncertainty around our journey. It was a good feeling to sit on the plane. Finally the journey had begun. Due to the pandemic, we had to start in Roncesvalles and not in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port as we wanted. But the rules for entry were different in France and Spain, and then we chose Spain. Before entering, we had to fill out various forms online, and we received this admission certificate. When we landed in Madrid, border controls went smoothly. They scanned the certificate, and we were able to move on. Before we got our luggage, a nurse also came up to us and measured our body temperature. We spent the night at the airport in Madrid. Before the next day, we set off on the last leg to Roncesvalles. Finally, after 2 days of travel, mostly by plane, but also the last stage by a taxi, we are in Roncesvalles, a small city near the French border. I'm happy to get rid of the face mask. We still have to use it indoors on restaurants and so on, but we're happy to be here. After checking in at Hotel Roncesvalles, we went to the Pilgrims office. Here we filled out some paperwork before we bought our credentials. All pilgrims must have a credential to document the trip and get their Compostela. There are two very important aspects to using it and receiving certification, the Compostela. Pilgrims must travel a minimum of 100 kilometers to Santiago de Compostela, and they must receive stamps on their credential at least once a day, or twice a day if you're only walking 100 kilometers. I have called this documentary The Way to Your Soul and Santiago de Compostela. This is because this trip, for most people, myself included, has both religious and physical content. It is a walk with yourself, your thoughts and your faith, and you have a physical goal, the city of Santiago de Compostela and the Cathedral. It is therefore natural to visit the church. The church is open all day, and you are welcome to sit down, rest, pray, and light a candle. Later in the day we would attend today's pilgrimage mass with the blessing of the pilgrims. Roncesvalles is a beautiful little village, surrounded by mountains and beautiful scenery. A nice place to walk around, take pictures, and talk to other pilgrims. When you walk the Camino Frances, you can attend a pilgrimage mass almost every day. Unfortunately, for those who do not speak Spanish, almost everyone is in Spanish. But in most churches, they have the liturgy in English, so you can follow along. In the Catholic Church, the liturgy is quite similar all over the world, so you learn quickly.
Berargordeza izatera, gorpuz animetako arrisku guztietatik. Eta beraren laguntzak, onik irizi zaitetzela, erromes bidearen askeneran. Amen.
After the sermon, it was nice to stay in the church, light a candle and pray for the trip that lay ahead. Next week on Hikingways, first stage from Roncesvalles to Siberia. I hope you enjoyed this first program. Please feel free to comment below, subscribe and/or hit the notification bell. See you next week.